When I was younger, I used to imagine that adults always knew what to do. And then now that I'm an adult, I was so confused when I almost didn't know what to do most times. I kept on wondering, why don't I know what to do? And everything that I have in mind just seems so out of reach and it just seems so scary. But then I realized the adults that I was seeing making moves and doing things and improving their lives, they didn't just know what to do. They were taking hard decisions, they were making tough decisions, and they were just doing things even when they were so uncertain of how it would turn out. The book I'm currently reading, Courage is Calling. First of all, when I saw the title, I was already convinced because I realized that in my life, I need some more courage. But I did not know what to expect because the detail of the book actually passed my expectations, and that's just what inspired this episode. When you realize that no one is coming to save you, no one is coming to chase your dreams for you, no one is coming to make decisions for you, the better. So it got me thinking, if I don't get up and actively make moves in my life, or if I don't start what I've been putting off, who will? Because a lot of us procrastinate and we just go, yeah, I just procrastinate a lot. But it's like, you keep procrastinating, you know no one is going to do these things for you, right? But now it's not even about procrastinating, it's just about allowing fear hold you back and getting rid of that self-doubt, because we procrastinate for a reason. It's not just because we are lazy or because we don't feel like doing it in that moment. There are more deeper reasons to why we procrastinate. So in this episode, I'm just going to go over some mindset shifts that takes you from waiting to doing, and from thinking that someone else will do it or I don't have to do it, so I have to do it. This is my responsibility. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Inspired Up Podcast. It's me, your host, Princess. If you're watching this, maybe you have some sort of independence in your life. No one is supervising you, no one is watching you, maybe people are watching you, but no one is on your case, checking to see if you're keeping on track daily on your goals. It's just you and you're the manager of your life. And that may sound scary, knowing that you're in charge of your life. No one is going to tell you if what you're doing is right, or no one is going to make those tough decisions for you or tell you here or there. Your action or your inaction determines how your life would look and feel like in years from now, in months from now. So you can't keep waiting for someone to tell you what to do or for someone to hold your hand and walk you through a really tough path. Just you. And at first, this sounds scary, and also you might think, well, that's just life. But what we fail to realize is how much power this gives us. You're in charge. Your decisions determine your life. So whatever you do today will determine how your life would look like. And if you make those right decisions today, your life could be as amazing as you want to. You can literally design your whole life just by having little courage. But it's not always easy, because the path to getting there isn't as smooth as we would want it to be. And then we wait in our comfort zone, because that's the most familiar thing. Stepping out of our comfort zone and trying to make our life better is so scary. It's unknown to us. It's foreign to our brain. So our brain just tries to protect us and keeps us in our comfort zone. But being in your comfort zone, staying in your comfort zone forever should even be much more scary than taking a decision. Because I understand our comfort zone is literally our comfort zone. Who doesn't want to be comfortable? Because we don't want to make the wrong choice, we don't want to make the wrong decision, and then we don't want to actively fail because we feel like the next person is watching us and they might see when we fail or where we have failed. And ultimately, we just don't want to be embarrassed. But what I've come to realize is that people think about themselves more. No one is thinking about you the way you think they are thinking about. If you're so scared to start a business, or you're so scared to start a new project or put something out there, nobody is thinking about that business idea and saying, I'm sure she's going to fail. Like, nobody's thinking about that. The way your business idea keeps you up at night, or the way it motivates you, the way you become so passionate about it, no one is staying up at night thinking about how you would fail, or if you would fail, how horrible it's going to be. Yes, people might look at you and then, yeah, it's a bit embarrassing, but that's just it. They laugh and they move on to laugh at the next person. And what I just tell myself whenever I'm feeling like someone is looking at me and they're going to shame me, I know that they're shaming me because they're ashamed of themselves and they just want other people to join them. Because looking at someone taking a bold step and then you're shaming them for failing or for not doing as well as they would have wanted to, if you shame someone, you know that you could never be that brave. Anyone that shames another person, they know that they could never be as brave as them to make that step. So what do? They resort to shaming them, they resort to laughing at them. And people that laugh at other people for failing are cowards, because they would never know what it's like to take a step in courage. They would never know what it's like to act brave or to be brave in something. So they just can't relate to you. So even if you fail, even if you didn't get as good as you wanted to be, you need to celebrate courage, and you need to celebrate yourself for taking that step. And the plus side is always knowing what works and what doesn't work. Because if you didn't take a step, you're left with so many options of things that you think is right. But when you take a decision, you now know, okay, this doesn't work and I'm going to try this next. But if you just want to stay in your comfort zone thinking that that's better, at the end of the day, you're going to look back and you're not going to be happy with how you spent your time. So basically, failing gives you more experience. Another really insightful thing from this book, which I have never seen anywhere, maybe because I don't read that much, but another really insightful thing is the way the author dissects the difference between being afraid and being scared. Because it's so unrealistic to tell someone, don't be afraid or just do it, you're courageous, be brave. Like, come on, there are actually scary things out there in the world. But being scared is normal. It's normal to be scared of things. It's normal to be scared of the unknown, because it's an emotional reaction to what feels unfamiliar to us, and that's completely normal. But being afraid, on the other hand, is what holds you back, is what keeps you back in the same spot, is what holds you back from taking any action. And fear is the real enemy. You can be scared, you can be like, okay, I'm actually scared, I'm not sure of how this is going to go, but that's just an emotional reaction. But being afraid, he says, is a state of mind. And he actually says in the book, you can't love if you're afraid, you can't do good work if you're afraid, you can't help others if you're afraid. And we have to come to the conclusion that there's no room for fear, especially with the goals that we have. I know that my goals are so big that if I'm just going to be afraid all the time, it's not going to happen. I have to look at fear in the eye and overcome that fear. And he also talks about how to overcome the fear, because we might just think, yeah, ignore it, it's not real. But no, he says that we should fight fear with logic. So if you're scared of posting that video, I'm just going to use myself as an example. If I'm scared of posting that video or recording podcast, I'll ask myself, why? So you ask yourself, why? Keep asking yourself why, and get to the bottom of it. And when you get to the bottom of it, ask yourself, is this reason worth me not making any move? If my reason, if ultimately your reason is because you're scared people will laugh at you, so people laughing at you, is it bigger than your goals? Because that's temporary, that's so temporary, but your goals last forever. How you feel about yourself lasts forever. Your self-confidence, your self-respect, which are all the things that you would build while taking steps of courage. And when you even get to the root problem of what you're so afraid of, you ask yourself, is this really worth being afraid of? Why am I so scared of people laughing at me? So being scared of something is normal, and it takes so much courage to act even when we are scared of something. It takes courage to keep at it when you're scared and when you don't even know how it's going to turn out. And it also takes courage to do something big, especially when you feel like you don't have enough resources. It is so scary. And another thing that I always used to say everywhere is, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. So you don't have to wait till everyone around you is okay with the things that you're doing, because we're scared of judgments, right? We're always so scared of what other people would say. But it's like, don't ask for their permission, don't wait for their permission. They would see you on the other side, they would see you on the big screens or wherever you want to be, they would see you there. And something that I always used to tell myself is that maybe I'm not there yet, I'm not as brave as I want to be, I'm not as courageous as I want to be, but I'm going to become it. I'm going to be the type of person that makes things happen. If you don't know how to do something, instead of giving up and calling it a day, reframe your mindset to know that you can achieve great things if you put your mind to it. And there's this awesome quote that is even at the start of the book, and it's like, fortune favors the brave. Now, when I opened the book and I saw that, I was like, wow, the book is already calling me out, because we always wait to be lucky. We always wait to get that big break, or we always wait for good things to just fall on our lap, or opportunities to just fall on our lap. But it's like, you actually have to go out and take these steps and be brave. That's when you'll be lucky. So if you're just in your room all day, what are the chances of something good happening to you? Zero. Like, no one is going to knock on your door and say, here is the dream life that you ordered. it's not going to happen. But you see, when people are always outside meeting new people, making new decisions, making tough decisions, that's when good things begin to happen. You see, oh, I met this person, and then this is how I connected to this person, or I started that thing and then someone saw it, and then if I didn't go there or if I didn't do this, it wasn't going to happen. So that's the kind of mindset that we should have. Fortune favors the brave. If you're brave, life is going to reward you with good opportunities. When you're courageous, life is going to give you what you deserve. But if you don't want to take any step of courage, if you don't want to act in courage, life can't reward your cowardness. Life can't reward you being in your comfort zone, because there is no reward of being in your comfort zone except that instant gratification. And we're at a point in our life where staying in your comfort zone is even riskier than going out of your comfort zone. Being in your safe space, not trying anything new, is much more riskier, because the chances, like I said, is zero. But if you go outside and if you make moves, it's 50-50. Like, you either fail or you win, right? So I want us to know, if you've been stuck in a cycle of just doing the same things over and over again, you know that you're not supposed to keep doing what you're doing. You know that you should be making different moves in your life. It's time. Like, it is time. Genuinely, you should get out of your comfort zone. Do one difficult thing a day, something that you've been putting off for the longest because it is so scary, and then now you're in a state of being afraid. You're in a state of fear, because fear is the real enemy. It's what holds you back. This should be your sign. I want you to use the high of this podcast to just go out and do it right now, because performing one act of bravery would make you more confident in doing the next thing. Because before you take a step, you might think it's so steep, you might think it's so deep, you might think you're definitely going to slip and fall. But once you put your leg over it, it's like, that wasn't even that hard. It was hard, yeah, for sure. I was sweating because of how anxious I was, but it's not even that hard. I can do this, and I can even do more. But if you don't do it, you think that taking that step is the biggest challenge in life, and that challenge is just bigger than you, and then you're just going to give up. We have to equip ourselves with that self-confidence in doing big things. And how can you build self-confidence? It's just by proving it to yourself over and over again. Like, there's nothing that could be effective as proving to yourself that you are something, even if you don't feel like it right now. It's like, fake it till you make it, because you taking steps even when you don't feel good enough, you're going to then feel good enough later on, because you don't just wake up and then you're good enough. You don't just wake up and then it's the right time to do something. You decide, like how we talked about how you have the power to change your life. Your actions or your inaction determines where you would be. So always see fear as an opportunity to prove to yourself and to change the narrative of yourself. You might think you're such a shy person, you're not good enough, but when you're presented with an opportunity to decide whether you're a shy person or whether you're a brave person or whether you're a coward or whether you're courageous, take that up and prove to yourself that you're brave, that you are courageous. And you don't always have to wait for those big moments to present itself before you can take action. Even in your everyday moments, there are little acts of courage that we may just be overlooking. Waking up early is courageous because it's not easy. You snooze your alarm, that is not being brave. So whenever you snooze your alarm, just remember that I'm looking at you saying, you're not brave. And also see things as a great use of free will. You choosing to wake up and lay your bed and have a healthy breakfast, it's like you're free. No one is holding you back, but you know that's what's going to help you to have a productive day. Then why not do it? Why are we snoozing our alarm, skipping breakfast, and just barely getting by when you're literally free to live your life to the fullest, to do things that would make you feel good every single day? Why are we choosing not to do that? And subconsciously, these things are going to rewire your brain and make a conscious shift in your identity. You know that you no longer identify with snoozing your alarm, or you no longer identify with eating unhealthy things. You're now a changed person. You're now a new woman. And this new person is the kind of person that shows up for herself. Because showing up for yourself in small ways every single day would prepare you for when that big thing comes. Because trust me, fortune favors the brave. When you are brave, good things are going to start happening to you. I promise you. So some practical tips you can start today. Instead of thinking that you might fail at something, see it as you figuring out what works and what doesn't work. Do something that you've been putting off for the longest. Like, I mean the longest. There are things that we might have been putting off because we feel it's just not going to happen to us. Make that change today. Make it right now. Immediately you click out of this episode, make that change right now. And whenever you catch yourself procrastinating, remind yourself, if not me, then who? So before you start your day, ask yourself, if not me, then who? If you don't chase your dreams today, then who will chase your dreams for you? No one has the source like you. No one has the unique experiences like you do. So just go out and be courageous and do the things that you always wanted to do. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, leave a comment so I know that you actually liked it. And I'll see you in my next week's episode.